Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
And we are back here on Kick 106.7 for the Mackey Motors post-game show. We are now joined by one of two of our athletes we are talking about. We are talking with Sam Stuart. Sam, what a great win here tonight on the road against a very good Manson Northwest Webster team. I want to talk just first about what you saw from Manson. What were they swinging at you guys with? What were some of the things that they were doing good here in this game?
They have some good hitters, so we were obviously watching them. We had our coach came to their game and watched them and noticed that they were hitting some lines, shots, so that was hard to practice. That's what we were talking about.
Absolutely, and the one set I want to talk about, set number 2, that was a dogfight of a set, kind of back and forth. You guys would have the lead, they would take it with you, especially late in that set. You had kind of come back from Manson leading. What were some things you were talking about in the huddle, in those timeouts, to kind of get back in that set?
I think we just needed to focus. We just tried to be as aggressive as we could and keep the set going, keep the energy up.
And I think that energy definitely came back in the late of that second set, and especially in that third set. What was going good for you guys? Was Manson just kind of out of gas at that point? What was going well in that third set?
I think both teams were tired. I think that we had to get a kick start and just get going at the beginning, and then we just ran from there.
Absolutely, and this is a good win for you guys here on the road in the Twin Lakes Conference, a very tough conference that you guys are definitely contending for with Newell Fonda. Speaking of Newell Fonda, you'll have them coming up here soon. You'll play them again. What's sort of the thoughts against going against that Newell Fonda team again?
I think just stay aggressive, keep the energy, do what we did the first time, and add more.
Absolutely. And one last thing for you, Sam. Talk about just the development of this team here this year. Talk about just the chemistry you girls have and just the teamwork that you've had all season long.
I think we worked well together. We worked all summer to improve as much as we can. Our serving's gotten better, our passing's definitely gotten better.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, congratulations on this win, and good luck in your next game. One of the stars here of tonight's game, Keira Hammen. Keira, nice win against Manson Northwest Webster. They're off to one of their best starts here in this millennium. What does this win mean for this team here tonight?
Well, coming in, we knew Manson has been doing pretty good this season, so we knew we have to be aggressive. We have to win if we want to stay in the conference. We can't look down at Manson. We know they're a good team, so we just had to stay aggressive.
And I think it was a nice challenge, especially late here in the season. They have good offensive girls, of course, you guys do. They had some defenders, you guys did too. Talk to me just about what they were trying to take away from you defensively.
Well, I think they have a good block there, so their blocks was the hardest part, I think, to get around. And then we kept doing cross shots, and they kept just digging those up, so I think eventually we just tried to go line. And we struggled a little bit going line, I think, so I think that was just what our problem was there. We just need to work on that a little bit more.
I was going to say, I know that there were some plays that went line that went in, and then some of those were just a little bit to the left or to the right there. Talk about just the development of this team this year. Obviously, you're contending for a Twin Lakes Conference title. You're contending very well in this conference. What has it been like this season? What were kind of the highlights, or what's been the overall feeling of this year's team?
I think this year's team, I think we're all a little closer as a team. We've all been getting along better. We're all friends outside, and I think that's really helped with our momentum here, because it allows us to work together better on the court and allows us to stay aggressive and everything.
Talk to me just about that set, too. That was such a close set between both you and Manson Northwest Webster. They got out ahead, and then you guys started to crawl back. What was kind of the momentum shift in that set?
Well, we kept making mistakes, which is a given. You're going to make mistakes every once in a while. But our mindset was just stay aggressive, just keep hitting the ball. Don't get it into your head that you messed up. You make a mistake and you move on to the next one.
And I have you down here for tonight for 12 kills. You and Riley Bada have been swinging very well offensively. Talk to me about the chemistry with you and Riley and even JC a little bit here this season, and just that front row that you've developed.
Well, at the beginning of the season, we have been really working on me and JC together for setting, and then JC and Riley together too, and I think that's really improved over the season. And then me and Riley, we both know that we can get kills on each other, so we're just supporting each other.
Absolutely, and obviously still a lot of tough opponents coming up here the last few games of the season. Newell Fonda being one of those teams. You beat them earlier on in the season. Thoughts on that game, the rematch between Newell Fonda?
Yeah, so against Newell Fonda, we had a little bit of a rocky start, but then as the game went on, we kept hitting at them, and that really worked out for us. So I think the problem is just stay aggressive the entire game. Don't start tipping, don't start sending free balls, just stay aggressive, and I think we got a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations on tonight's win, and good luck in your next game coming up.
Thank you.
Absolutely. South Citrus Calhoun Titans, Mark Schaefer, coach, great win here on the road against a team that coming into tonight, having their best start in a very long time. What was the game plan against this Manson Northwest Webster Cougars?
Well, they've got two outstanding players, and obviously Emily Goodner and then Olivia Sturgis. So I think any type of game plan that you put in, you got to try to stop them, you know, because they're just fantastic players. So everything that we kind of planned on was to try to concentrate on them and where they're at on the floor.
Yeah, and I really think at times those two are really playing around the blocks fairly well in front. So talk to me just about some of the adjustments you were making defensively, because it looked like they were getting some tools here and there off of your defense.
We started out at the beginning of the game because we know Emily is a very smart player. She was, we started out, we were going to block the line, take that away from her, and then she was hitting everything cross court. And then when we decided to move and block cross court, then she started hitting down the line. That's just a great experienced player, you know. So our backfield people did start digging some of the stuff up, which was definitely better.
And I know you guys had some moments in this game where you just kind of got behind. You had some of those serves going into the net. Talk to me just about how you got your girls back in the right mindset in some of those timeouts.
Well, we got ourselves back in the right mindset by getting like Sam Stuart and Brooklyn Pruitt to came in and started and got the serve and started getting their serves in, because there's nothing you can do. There's no defense against a missed serve. You know, so, and sometimes that's contagious, you know, so it's good to be able to have, you know, players that, you know, that are able to do that, because, you know, we were hurting, you know, and we had to have somebody, you know, somebody step up, and those two girls definitely stepped up. I thought our passing was really good. Again, we've got a very good passing team. We were swinging aggressive, so, I mean, no problems with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with the serving, so it was a benefit that we had some kids that came in and stepped up with Sam and Brooklyn especially.
Keira had brought it up. You guys were going cross a lot of the times. Line really wasn't working a lot. So talk to me just about what that defense for Manson Northwest Webster was trying to take away from your offense.
I think when I've watched them on defense, they stay a lot pretty deep. That's why we started to throw some dumps in there and try to get some stuff in front of them, you know, because they were just sitting back on their heels and just waiting for us to bring the heat, you know, which, you know, you got to take advantage. You got to it's like today, you got to take what they're giving you, you know. So JC Gravy was able to get a couple of dumps in there, you know. Then they have to make an adjustment. They're going to have to make a choice. They're either going to stop that, or they're not going to be able to sit back and dig those hard hits. You know, we had some our hitters really started to come through at the end. Keira started getting some hits. Riley started getting some hits. You know, so that once the momentum turned in that third game, obviously the second set was huge. You know, and I was really proud of our girls because we were down 23-19, and you know a lot of teams would pack it in and just say, oh, this one's gone. You know, but that's the thing I'm probably most proud of is that they didn't give up, and they were just like, okay, bring it on, you know. So that was I'm really proud of them from that aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Big 3-0 win here at Manson Northwest Webster. Talk to me just about what this win does for you guys here in the season. Obviously, we're getting towards the end. This is a very good, like you said, very experienced Manson team. What does this win do for your girls here?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that it shows us that it's showing me that we're not going to give up when the games get tight, you know, which we've had trouble in the past, like finishing off third sets and stuff like that. But it's like we've had it in another one where when we were playing Dual Fonda at the Carroll tournament, you know, we went into a third set there, you know, it's like came through and won that. So that's probably one of the most encouraging things, seeing that our girls are being aggressive and they're not rolling over and playing dead when things get tough.
Absolutely. One last thing for you. Talk to me just about that next game. Who do you got, and what's sort of the thought process of going into that game?
Well, we got our biggest rivalry, East Sac County. So they're going to be in Lake City. That'll be our senior night. So we'll have a lot of emotion flowing there. You know, so we're excited to be able to have them at home.
Yeah.
That's always a fun one.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations. Another great win here on the season, and good luck against ESAC coming up.
Okay, thanks, Tyler.